welcome, welcome. My name is Tammy Youngst, and I am the new director of Bold, and very excited and honored to be leading the charge and guiding our coaches through this. And a little bit about me, since I don't probably know a lot of you, is I've been with Keller Williams almost 20 years. I came in, I was a rookie of the year. Built a business, stepped out into Bold almost a decade ago. I am also a co-coach of a coaching program called Never Ending Referrals and a master faculty with Keller Williams University. So I am super excited to be here with you today. I am joined by one of my most favorite human beings, Scott Toombs. Scott, would you share a little bit about you?
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Tammy. Hey, my name is Scott Toombs, and I do know a lot of you on there. I saw Mike Mulder jump on, Leah, and it's so good to see all the great leaders that are showing up, and I'm excited to be here today. Just real quickly, I've been with Keller Williams for about 18 years. I'm an operating partner of multiple market centers. I've been a Bold coach. I've been a regional director, and I got to tell you, I've got a tremendous passion for what we're about to share with you over the next 45 minutes. And I think you'll get a lot of value out of your time today. So good to see everybody. I'm glad to be here, Tammy.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Guys, we are doing something that we've never done before, and it is coming to you, sharing some news with you around Bold. We've got 4 different goals for our time together today. Number 1 is to share with you that, guess what? Bold is new again, and we are bringing a new and improved product to everyone beginning in August. And you officially are getting the sneak peek, because what you see on your screen right now is part of the new look and the new rebranding, if you will, of Bold. And so, Trish, thank you so much for sharing that. We can go ahead and we can shut that off. There we go. So today we'd like to do 4 different things. We're going to share a little bit about the new Bold that is coming in August. We're getting a lot of questions around what is new, what is not new, what does it look like? Here's what I'll share. Scott and I were talking about this yesterday, and we are just so excited to be bringing this to the field and to all of you. And when we were thinking about the timing and just how incredible it is that we have the opportunity to step in and help our people right now. I don't know that there's ever been a more important time to bring Bold and Bold be a tool for all of you than there is right now, other than when it was first born. In fact, I think, Scott, it's really important that I share like why Bold was born. Don't you think?
Yeah. Well, I think it's shocking a lot of times, the leadership that they might not realize it was created for them. So yeah, I'd love you to tell the story.
Well, I mean, back in 2008, any of you that were in the market, I mean, it was a lot of fun, right? It was a pretty big shift, and 26% of our market centers were not profitable. And leadership at the time went to the original author of Bold, Diana Kokoska, and asked her to write a program to help the market centers become profitable again. And by the way, after Bold cycled through, 90% of them were profitable. And what's really fascinating about that statistic is where we find ourselves today. We wake up and the market has shifted again, and it shifted pretty quickly, and in such a manner that right now 24% of our market centers aren't profitable. And that's part of the reason that we are so incredibly excited to be bringing, the new and improved, if you will, Bold to all of you in August. So we're going to share that with you. That's goal number 1. Goal number 2 is to talk about the results that you can expect in Bold. We have evidence. We've been tracking it since 2009. And then I think the most important thing that Scott and I are really looking to help show you is how Bold can be like the most ultimate leverage tool for leadership in your market centers. And when we poise it that way, and when we utilize it as that tool, it's amazing what this can do. And last, we have only got a small handful of the possibility of locations in 2023. And we're going to walk through how you can grab one of those very quickly as well. So I'm going to jump in, and I'd love to start talking about what is new in Bold. And everybody has been asking me this for probably the last month, what is new? What is new? And I think I have to start with a couple of things. it's yes, we're going to talk about what is new, and yet there are some things that are always going to be fundamental to Bold and that we're not going to take out. And here's what I mean by that. Agents have the opportunity to take, a 1-day class or a 2-day class, and that's great. And what happens is they take on all of this learning, and that learning leads to knowledge, and so they know things. Now, what might not happen is when they walk out of that class, do they implement? Do they take action? Or did it just lead to more knowledge and they know a lot of really great things? So one of the fundamental differences with Bold has always been that we teach people how to think differently. And that's part of the reason that Bold spans 7 weeks and not 1 or 2 days. We can't really uncouple all of those limiting beliefs and those fears and just that the lack of the ability to step into that courage in 1 or 2 days. It really takes those 7 weeks. So the fundamentals don't change. We're always going to dig into mindset, really teach people how to think differently so they become very courageous and they take the steps that they should be taking right now. Now, what do change are the strategies, and the market dictates those strategies, and we're going to be digging into those strategies. So we're going to walk through what are the skills that we can help them build. Scott, what are some of the things that we're going to be sharing with them that are different?
Well, here's what's cool. Let me start and go back to what you were just talking about. The difference between what 8 weeks does with that skip week, a 7 weeks Bold, and what a 1 or 2 day class does. It's kind of like working out. If you've ever gone to a trainer or a gym and you went and you worked out for an entire day, okay, and that was all that you worked out, are you really getting in any better shape? Have you developed any new habits? And the secret sauce to Bold is the 8 weeks. It's the fact that not only do we teach you something, we hold you accountable to take that action. And, Jason said it best, Tammy, when he said that, Bold teaches fearless tactics to fearful people. And we talk about the way that we think, okay, and the habitual thinking. It takes time to reprogram that. And Gary wrote a book called The One Thing, and it literally says it's 66 days. When you add up 8 weeks, it might not be exactly 66, but it's teetering very close to that. So I just want us to understand that it's by design that it's 8 weeks, not by accident, not by habit. It's by design. It would be much easier to do something in a half a day. I just don't believe you get the results that Bold is giving over the last 13 years. So here's some cool things that have changed skill-wise. And I'm excited that we have back into Bold. Our Bold students, guys, are going to walk into a Bold room now, and they're going to get a complete listing presentation, a system. Okay. So a checklist of, hey, here's pre-qualifying. Here's the pre-listing packet. Here's what we do when we walk in the door. Here's how we handle the objections that we hear. Here's how we close. This is what we do after we get the listing. Here's the advantage we can take. And this is how we continue to stay in touch with them. And not only are we going to talk about it, show it to them, but we're going to practice it in the room. So they're going to take time in the Bold room to deliver their presentation. One of the number one reasons people self-sabotage their lead generation is they don't have the confidence in their presentation skills. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, I should say that, we're going to make sure they are confident in their presentation. Now, on top of that, Tammy, what's really exciting to me is we're bringing in a buyer consultation system that has closed hundreds of buyers in our company. And this is next level for our buyers. And by the way, I don't know if everyone knows this, but 100% of closings have a what? A buyer. Have you ever noticed that? Like every time I've gone to a closing, there's been a buyer involved. Yeah. And so to me, our opportunity, we learn how to work these listings and take full advantage of those. Man, if we have a great buyer consultation where we make it systematic, something that they can take and implement, because we're a company of what? Of models and systems. So we can take these buyer and listing consultations and implement these systems and give our agents the confidence. And by the way, even our top producing agents can come in here and grab the things that might make their business better, more efficient, get more closings. So those are just a couple of things. What else are we bringing, Tammy?
Well, I'm going to go back to something that you just said. Even with our top producers, when you think about the market that we just came out of, whether, someone has been in real estate 15, 20, 30 years, or someone might have got into real estate in the last, 7 to 8 years. We literally just came out of a speed market. It was speed to lead and just jump, 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 jump. And it didn't require a lot of skills. And the pendulum swings and we wake up and we're in this skills market. And what is creating fearful people is lack of knowledge around what to do and the confidence to go out and do it. And so it's really important that, we're giving them literally these focused conversations in writing. Here's what you say. These are the things that they're asking us for. And quite frankly, Scott, these are the things that they absolutely need right now.
Oh,
and so we're going to bring that. Yep. You and I were talking yesterday and we said, learning that's fun gets done. So, we're going to be doing hands-on exercises in the rooms. In addition, by the way, to these presentations, things that really drive learning home. So it's going to be a very, very fast-paced environment. Our goal is they walk in at 9 o'clock and all of a sudden we're like, wow, let's wrap things up and do the affirmation. And they're like, are you kidding me? It's 2:30. What happened? And that is the environment that we are creating, which is really cool. The last thing is, again, we listen to all of you and we know that the market can change and it can change very quickly. What we are bringing to everyone in August is exactly what they are looking for and what they need to hone their skills right now. And in addition to that, we also know that things change. And in the past, we've been not able to really move very quickly to change those things. And because of that, we brought in something that we call Linktree. And Linktree is going to be our ability to add things as the market shifts so that we are always right on top of everything that they need right now. So, think about this. We're going to talk about, strategies to bring in listings, bringing back the for sale by owner conversations, how to reach out and by the way, not just secure the appointment, take the listing of an expired listing. All of those things we're going to walk through. And with that in mind, Scott, there's a lot of results that actually happen with that. What do those results look like?
Yeah. So, I'll share the results, Tammy. What I think is kind of cool, though, is the number one thing we've been asked, I think, over the last 24 months is, can we have more conversation? We used to use the word script with them, and yet we understand that they're focused conversations. And by the way, this bowl brings it back in a big way. Our people are going to be armed with what to say to for sale by owners, to expireds. And not only are they going to be armed with it, we're going to practice it, we're going to role play it, we're going to get professional with it, and we're going to help them have the confidence to do the one thing that they need to do, which is, of course, lead generate. This isn't, bold always comes back to me, Tammy, that everybody knows what to do. I mean, if we ask people in this room, what is lead generation? Nobody's Googling it right now to find out. I mean, they all know what it is. What Bold has done, I think, is give them the tools so that they create the confidence and then have the accountability around helping them take that action. And I feel like we have armed them for great success. And by the way, it showed up in Bold since 2019. When you look at the results, me and Tammy actually yesterday went through and went back to 2009, from the very first Bold to the last Bold that we've had in 2023. On average, over that time frame, there's been 11.4 transactions per agent. Okay, 11.4 transactions. And I just want to be crystal clear and have tremendous transparency. A transaction in our world is a seller listing signed, a buyer agreement signed, or properties that go under contract. Now, this covers an 8-week period. Tammy, do you think the impact continues to go on after Bold?
It does, and we know that it does, right? And when you think about a listing that was taken during Bold or a buyer agency agreement that was signed, the fruit of Bold is still very much showing up 60, 90 days after Bold. So, it's not just that they're with us for those 8 weeks, it's also 60 to 90 days after that. So Bold really spans about 5 months.
Yeah, so it is work. We get that, right? Like, you need to put on a Bold. It does take some focused effort on leadership, and yet, man, the leverage payoff over time is absolutely overwhelming. And that's why it was always been the whole goal was, hey, have it twice a year. We have family reunion and mega camp twice a year on purpose. Can we have bowl twice a year on purpose so that we fill that gap? And let me share with you some results that we've had recently. So we just graduated our April launch, which was phenomenal, by the way. And here's what was really exciting. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, they had 16.3 transactions per agent in that room. 16.3. We've had them in, yeah, which is, Tulsa just rocked it. I don't know if they're on the call or not, but they always rock it. We're seeing more and more growth in production when we see the agents in the room that are buying in. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So when we go through, we look, we have 14 transactions per agent. We have 12 transactions per agent. We have 11. And I believe that this round in April, once we get it all totaled, that we'll have the highest that we've had since 2019 transaction wide. And we saw the dip, guys. We actually, when we were going through the numbers, we saw it dip in 2022 production when the market started to shift again. So it's exciting that we know with what we're coming out that production will grow, because we're giving them the things that they need so that they can go implement, and then the accountability behind it. So I think the results are amazing. And then even if you take those results away, and by the way, we're a productivity class. I mean, you get that, right? Yet, does bold also impact people in other ways in their life?
It certainly does.
Yeah, it does. Well, it changes, to me, it can change their relationships, their wealth, their health, their spirituality. There's all kinds of things that they can do. Here's what I found interesting. I have a guy in Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm not going to use his name because I don't have permission to do it. But he's taken bowl with me 4 times. He's lost 104 pounds in the last 4 months. Now, do you think that's changed his life?
Absolutely. And that all starts when your mindset changes around the ability to be the one in control. Oh
Absolutely.
my gosh.
Yeah. So there's story after story after story. Here's what I do know. If we're not in the bold room, they can't be impacted.
That's right.
And I always remember that. So those are some of the results that we're having, Tammy. And this is what's interesting about it to me. These results, we talk about this being the most amazing leveraged opportunity for leadership. I'm not sure that me, even as a leader, understand the ability for leverage. So if I can ask all the leaders on this call not to get off mute and say anything, please don't. Just shake your heads, yes. And Mike, you're the only one I can see, so I'm going to go with you, okay? Because you're the pretty one here. Actually, yes, your hair is looking super dapper today, buddy. So here's what's interesting, though. When we look at bold, how do we look at it? What's the story that we're telling ourselves? And when we look at it from the opportunity side, we say, okay, what can I get out of bold? How can this truly be the most leveraged opportunity for market center leadership? And so we went through this and we said, how can we define this? So number one, do me a favor, and I do want you to raise your hand, okay? How many of you are focused on R2 recruits? Just raise your hand. Do you want more or less of them? I'm assuming more. Okay. So let me give you a stat that's pretty interesting. Conservatively, R2s that are in the bold room, there's a 50% conversion rate. 50%. So I want you to imagine, okay, we've got almost 60 people on this call. If you all brought 10 recruits in the bowl, that's how many? It's 600. Even in Georgia, it's 600. That's 300 R2s joining our company. And it's not bold and it's not the coach. It's an 8-week recruiting appointment.
That's right.
You can get somebody to marry you in 8 weeks, much less join our company. And I want to make sure, I want to make sure that we understand that that's a huge opportunity. You're going to be there. You're driving it. It gives you purpose to reach out to your top 100 R2s in your area. Invite them to bowl. Out of those 100, 10 will show up. Out of those 10, 5 will join. You'll take market share from your competitors. You'll add it to you. You'll take company dollar from your competitors and add it to you. You will impact profit share and profit for your market center. So I'm going to let you go to the rest because I'm getting out of control. That's one of the greatest leveraged opportunities right there, Tammy.
It is. And here's the other thing. During those 7 sessions of Bold, as you are meeting new folks, new R2s, bring one with you every week, bring 2 or 3 or 4. We do not mind at all. Bring them, let them sit in and experience what it is that we have at this company, because it is like no other. They're not hearing these type of conversations where they are, and we know that. And it is the competitive edge that every single one of you have by using this tool. And so, yes, I mean, they're sitting in an 8-week recruiting appointment. And by the way, Scott, you mentioned that we are, at the end of the day, we are a productivity program. That was the reason that Bold was written and the reason it was brought to the market, so that when the agents were productive, then it led to the profitability of the market center. Here's what we know. And again, it's just from we actually measure these things. We know that Bold can take a brand new agent and walk them into 8 weeks later being a quarter capper. We take quarter cappers, we turn them into half cappers. Half cappers, we turn them into full cappers. So what does it look like if we orchestrate and really engineer a room so that we have the ability to have new folks, quarter cappers, half cappers, and 3/4 cappers? And then, by the way, your ALC, what happens in that room is quite magical when we engineer it that way. And by the way, then that leads to the profitability, right? So here's the thing. When those folks are in those Bold rooms, we have them, right? They are sitting in our culture. Bold is KW culture. I mean, how many of you have the Bold laws on the wall in your office somewhere? I mean, Bold is everywhere. It is part of the fabric of the culture of Keller Williams. And when folks are immersed in that culture and the energy, and that energy comes back into your market center, it attracts people, right? People are attracted to that energy, and it permeates and it's contagious in your market center. And by the way, people do not leave when they're productive and when they're happy, right? And so with that in mind, I think the last piece that when we were talking yesterday, Scott, I said, oh my gosh, Bold closes the back door. It closes the back door of the market center. We know that, we're going to lose probably 30% of our agents on an annual basis. I mean, it's just the way that it is. And yet, here's the other thing that we know. The agents that go to Bold, there's less than 9% chance that they leave. So let's say that you have a market center of 200 agents. Instead of losing 60, you only lose 18. What does that do? Number one, to the profitability of the market center. Number two, the energy of the market center, and to your net. So Bold is, I call it like the ultimate ninja leverage tool. Like, just put it in your back pocket, pull it out when you need it, and just let it go. Now, we know that doesn't come without a little work on the front, where we are here to partner with you and make that process as easy as possible. And yet, once we do that and we work together over those 5 or 6 weeks, it is almost 5 months of leverage for you in the market center, designed to make your life easier. Scott, I'm going to share like something new in Bold. Remember, I shared this with you yesterday, and I'm going to have you do it with me. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think everybody will do it. I know I'm
going to have you all do this together with me. All right. Is everybody good? All right.
The technology, we can see you not doing it.
Yes.
Okay. So
yeah, we really can. We really can. Actually, I can see Mike. I can see Mike. Mike. Here you go.
Screen
right,
with.
here you go. All right. New Bold. All right. Your story. Do it. Your story leads to your mindset. Your mindset leads to your emotions. Your emotions lead to your body, and the actions you take. Make some muscles, everybody. Come on, flex those muscles, right? And those actions that you take lead to the experiences that you have and that you create, and those reinforce and rewrite or write the story. And so when you look at the story that you have around your market center right now, what is the story? How does that story make you think? And when you have those thoughts, how does it make you feel? Right? Because number one, you have the ability to rewrite the story. so that when you wake up in the morning and your feet hit the floor, you're excited about the fact that you get to walk in and impact people and their lives. And that is what every single one of us as leaders in this company get to do. We don't have to do it. We get to do it. And it's a pretty amazing thing when we step into that, and you have the ability to rewrite the story so that those feelings and those emotions are different. Scott, let's share with them how they do that.
Yeah, so we have some opportunity left in 2023. And if you're interested, and when I say we have some opportunities, guys, we literally have a handful of opportunities, or maybe a couple of handfuls, which if you count your fingers, you'll know the number of that, available for August. We are sold out for October. There is a waiting list, and unfortunately, some people for October might not get October. Again, it was a request, so we're going to do our best to fill every request that we possibly can. If you're interested on getting registered now, for Bold in August, go to boldprogram.com. Boldprogram.com. Bold Program, not with an S, because I did that and I sent that out and it's wrong. Okay. It's just boldprogram.com. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, call me, text me, and we're going to put a QR code up. I think we're going to put a QR code up.
Yeah,
correct?
Trish, can you share that slide, please?
She'll get it up. We'll put the QR code up and go ahead and take action now. People go, well, we're so close to August, and I know that it feels that way, and it is approaching, but we won't even be assigning coaches until mid-June or towards the latter part of June, and it still allows 6 full weeks to build your Bold. And Tammy, here's what I was thinking about last night instead of sleeping real good is, when you look at Bold and what it was written for, and I don't say this lightly, but I believe August might be the most important Bold that Keller Williams has ever launched. I think it might be the most important Bold. And if we're listening to what Gary has been telling us and teaching us over the last 24 months, we know what's ahead of us. And I believe the best way to prepare our agents and the most caring thing that we could do is bring Bold and have as many people as possible in that room so we can change their habitual thinking, help them build the habits that are going to get them to survive a shifting market so they thrive. That it's the most important thing we can do. And by the way, use it as leverage. Go grow your market center through it. I love what Tammy said. Yeah, get 10 people in there to take the class. Bring an R2 every single week with you, if not 2. Let's partner and do what it takes to impact and change not only our agents' lives, your lives. This is what it was written for with the people on this screen. Am I missing anything, Tammy?
No, you have hit everything. And here's the thing. We just have this handful of opportunities in August, and anyone taking that opportunity to launch a Bold in August, here's the really cool thing is you are going to be the first to launch with this new material. And it is pretty spectacular. We have been working on it for quite some time. We're nose down in it right now. Bold coaches are getting together in just a couple of weeks in Austin to start all the preparation and be fully prepared to come out and really slay this and make a difference in our agents, in your market centers, and in the lives and the ripple effect that happen when people are in these rooms. And so we're going to encourage you to, go out and sign up for one today and take advantage of where we are right now.
Hey, Tammy, one thing I think that they should also know, this isn't a mascot change. Okay. We're not just changing this, the side of the helmet or the slide. We're keeping the foundation and adding the tools for today. And I love the fact that we have the link tree. So if the market changes 4 weeks from now, we can change, which is pretty awesome. And we even had that ability in the past. So I'm super excited about that. But also talk about the additional things that you're adding onto this Bold, like the coach's corner and the plus stuff that they've never experienced with Bold.
Yeah, and those are things that right now, that will be the sneak peek, because there are some things that are under wraps that are going to be surprises. Scott just like let one of those right out of the bag. Did you hear that? It's awesome. It's awesome. However, there are some amazing things that we are looking to add to Bold. And, one of the things that you and I were talking about was, what did you say? You said when Bold was born in 2009, gas was $1.67. And what is it now? And it doesn't probably get us as far as it used to. And guess what? Bold has not increased in the investment since 2009. And yet what we're looking to do is bring more and more and more value. We're very much listening. And we know, again, that what our people need is conditioning. They've got to be in an environment where they can change over time. It's like Scott said, you can't go to the gym one time and be in shape. Or Scott, I would be in amazing shape right now. Like amazing, like serious Popeye stuff going on over here. And you can't go one time though. You've got to go repetitively to actually get into that conditioning. And that's the environment that our people should be in right now. And we're just excited that you guys are here. Scott, let's do this. Let's open it up for questions. Anybody have any questions? If you'd like, do we have the ability to bring them in and unmute to ask questions, comments?
Yes, anybody can unmute.
Fabulous. Thank you, Madeline. Any questions? Let me look at
Tammy, we have a message on the chat. There's asking if it's available in Southern Africa.
Oh gosh, unfortunately, it is not at this time. What I will say is we are looking to help our worldwide friends for sure. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's a great question.
Hey, Tammy, I have a question, more of a statement. I want to thank both of you. So for being a team leader, for being a team leader for 15 years, you guys have changed my life. And Bold has changed my life. And I believe the speed of leader, speed of the pack. We have to, as leadership, bring this to our agent base, and we're able to speak it because we're living it. And so I want to thank you guys for pouring into us. I look at my vision board, how it changes. I've gone from little cars to big cars to planes. And that's because of the vision and the mindset that's changed over the years, 20 plus times of Bold. So I want to thank y'all. And I love how y'all are changing with technology and the way things are changing. So I really was more of a statement. Thank y'all.
Oh, thank you, Mike. I mean, for being such an amazing leader and showing up and caring enough to really drive it and bring it into your agents. Scott and I both have had the honor of coaching in your market center and spending time. I mean, your entire family lives this, and to watch, now I got a knot in my throat, to watch your son, to watch Mike step into this. And it's pretty amazing to see that ripple effect.
Absolutely. Thank y'all.
I love that. Hey, anybody else want to make great statements? You're more than welcome to. I like that, Mike. You're awesome, buddy. But no,
could you speak a little more about the link? What did you say? Link tree?
Yes. Oh,
explain what that is, because I want to have a better understanding. So when I talk about how Bold's changed, that's something that I can speak more about.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Joanna. So Linktree is us using technology in a way where if something is not in the student manual, then it's not going to be that, oh my gosh, we can't bring it to Bold. If the market changes and the conversations that we should be having in those rooms and equipping our agents with changes, or there are playbooks that we should be putting together around something like, just say, social media or farming. I mean, there's so many different things that we could use it for. It's our ability to actually put something onto almost like a landing page, if you will. If you think about what a landing page is, where documents and videos and things can live, it's our ability to get those things to them that might not necessarily be in the Bold manual. Did that answer? Awesome. Yes, Corey Lynn says it allows us to plug and play content to ensure that we're the market of the moment. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Joanna.
Corey Lynn has practiced that response. I like that.
I know she is a very practiced communicator. We love her.
What questions you guys have? It's a good time. We have a few more minutes. No questions.
All right.
It's Ron here in Canada. Will you be delivering this up into Toronto area at all?
Ron, great question. Absolutely. Yes, we love you all up in Canada, and we do have coaches that are prepared and ready to bring the content right up to you guys as well.
Great, but October sold out up here as well.
Yes. Yes, we do have, and literally, Scott, is it like 14? I think 14 opportunities in August.
Yep.
Tammy and Scott, it's Christine in New York. My question is, I'm new as a team leader, so I was wondering, is there leadership parts to Bold that we get as TLs, or is it the same agent material that we receive?
That is a great question as well, Christina. Thank you. We actually, some of it is the same because the foundational mindset things don't change. And some of the conversations, however, will be different because our goal is to partner with you and help you in your efforts as well. So that, Bold is also something that you're becoming and not just something that you're doing. And so you will see conversations for leadership as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Yeah, we're excited to bring that back. That's a big deal. Our leadership shows up. Mike's a great example, who's in that room every single time and lives this life. And if we can help with the conversations that you guys are having to create more leverage for you and your appointments, I just think it's a win-win. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. That was a great one.
Well, Tammy, I guess that's it. Can't believe this. You usually get a lot of questions,
I've got a question if you have a moment, Scott.
Let's do it, Wes. Come on, man. You can have any question. You know that.
Yeah. So just more of a logistic question. It just struck me. You're talking about all these changes that we're going to see in this Bold, which I'm excited about. Not that I didn't like Bold before, but I love change. I embrace change. So I'm one of those weirdos. But in terms of changes, is there going to be any logistical changes to the schedule of Bold? Like, I know that when we updated Bold a few years back, we changed like when we start, when it ends.
Yeah, no, we're still at the 9 to 2:30. It's still 7 weeks long. It's still a 30-minute lunch. None of the logistics have really changed. If you haven't launched Bold since 2019, you're going to notice that we track our numbers now. All done completely digitally through Google Docs, which helps us have live feeds of where our numbers are. So no, Wes, none of those things have been changed or impacted. Here's what's interesting. The number one feedback we got for almost 10 years was starting at 8:30 was too early because of drop off, and ending at 3:30 was inconvenient because of pickup. So making the change to 9 to 2:30 has been hugely impactful for people. We have not gotten the complaint about 8:30 and 3:30 since. Nobody says, I wish we had that back. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, it really has helped folks that have small children or kids getting off the bus, on the bus, things like that. It was just being mindful of their schedules.
Yep.
Yeah.
That good? Perfect, Wes.
I love it.
Thank you.
All
One
right.
more question, guys. Sorry. The Bold, are there opportunities for Bold scholarships, and how does that work?
Sure.
Yes, there are opportunities for Bold scholarships. We actually are working on that now. Those are 100% all funded by Bold students and leaders, right, who contribute to that, just like we do KW Cares. That is 100% donations that are collected in those Bold rooms. And the coolest thing about and Scott, I know that you see this as well, when people are the recipient of a scholarship, is to see them come back and scholarship and pay that forward. It's very rare that I have not seen someone come back and literally pay that forward, because it makes such a difference in their lives. So yeah, we're working on that as well.
Yeah, and one of the great opportunities that you have if you're launching Bold in August or in October is to be in front. There's three objections that we hear launching Bold pretty consistently. Number one is I've taken bold before, which that's kind of easy one to handle now because nobody's taking the bold you're about to take, not even us. Second one is I don't have the time. And that was a good excuse when the market was super busy. It's really not one now. I almost believe that we don't have the time to be in the bold, not to be in the bold room. It's the third one is money. And what I've learned is if we can start to think ahead a little bit and say, how can we help our people create savings accounts so that they can start to prepay their bold? We want to make it so easy for them to say yes when the time comes. I look at this. How many people do you think got into real estate to not sell real estate? And the answer overwhelmingly is none. Nobody got their license to be broke. Every single person that got a license, I mean, they went through some effort to get it, and they had a dream of being successful in our industry. And guys, 85% of the people get out of our industry. I mean, that wasn't their goal or their plan. So that opportunity to bring somebody in bold can foundationally change the trajectory of their life.
Yeah.
So anything that we can do ahead of time to help that yes be the easiest decision for them makes it more leverage for you and more impactful for them.
It's so true. It's so true. One of the greatest things I've seen market centers do is start talking about it really early, knowing that you're bringing it, start helping them take, $100, $200 out of a closing and helping them save money so that they're ready. And the moment that bold shows up, it's really easy to get them enrolled. One of the other things that I have seen market centers do, Scott, that I thought was really ingenious was so many of you have reimbursement programs and which are amazing. And this particular market center, when they were reimbursing, they actually gave the agents the opportunity, instead of reimbursing it back to them, they reimbursed it back into the bold fund. And which meant they really only reimbursed once. And then every time bold came, the money was there. And so there's a lot of ways when we're really proactive and we know this is something that impacts our people and impacts the market center, that we can keep it alive all the time.
Yeah. The last thing I would say, and I'll stop talking, is we need to focus on August and October. October is sold out. We have a few spots left in August. I would also challenge you, though, as you work through the summer, to plan out your 2024. I mean, be purposeful with bold. Use it as the best leveraged opportunity to impact your company dollar and profit and also grow your R2s. Be purposeful, be in front. Does that make sense?
Sure does.
Awesome.
It does.
Awesome.
Everyone, thank you so much. Scott and I are so grateful for your time today. We know that it's precious, and we love, adore you all. We are here to support you. Please reach out if you have any further questions. Both of us are always available, and we look forward to serving you this year and in 2024.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great week.
Thanks, guys.